Hello, I'm Keith, and in this video, we're going to discuss 8 hidden costs to buying a home. In a housing market where almost half of the U.S. homes sell within a week and the prices are climbing at a rapid clip, it's easy for buyers to overlook hidden costs in the quest to buy a new home. That's all the more reason for buyers, especially first-time buyers, should step back, take a breath, and consider all of the costs involved in buying a home. Later in this video, I'm going to give you 8 hidden costs that every home buyer should be aware of. In addition to the down payment of your new home, which most financial experts say should ideally be around 20% of the home's purchase price, but can be anywhere from as low as 3% or more, buyers also need to set aside room in their budget for closing costs as well. Now, closing costs on a new home purchase typically include lender fees to originate and underwrite the mortgage, real estate agent commissions, admin fees, appraisals, property taxes, homeowners and titles insurance, inspection fees, as well as fees for filing local and state records. Generally, financial planners say that you should expect to pay somewhere between 3% to 5% of what your mortgage amount is for the closing costs of your new home. For a $100,000 mortgage, you would need between $3,000 and $5,000. And if you're looking in the range of $300,000 home, your mortgage range, that means you're going to be around $9,000 to $15,000 just for the closing costs. That does not include the down payment of the home. If you're taking out a mortgage, your lender will provide a document detailing the closing costs. In some cases, a buyer can ask for the seller to cover some of the closing cost expenses. But sellers themselves usually fork over more than 5% of the total sales price in real estate agent fees, commissions, and other expenses. With most homes selling for well over the asking price, fewer sellers are likely to say yes to paying for the buyer's closing costs, though they may negotiate if a buyer is offering at least the full asking price or above. Or if the house has been on the market for a long period of time and there are no other offers at that time on the table when you decide to make your offer. Most real estate agents recommend buyers hire an independent inspector to look for major issues like pests, mold, electrical issues, or roof issues after the seller has accepted your offer. Depending on your area, whole home inspection fees can be around $400 or more depending on the size of the home that they need to inspect. Now, when making an offer, buyers typically submit 1 to 5% of the home's value in earnest money. That is a deposit on the home to show the seller that you're serious and will help the seller feel comfortable pulling the house off the market and accepting your offer. That fee is usually held in an escrow account and applied to the closing costs of your new home. If the home is part of an association like an HOA, get details on not just the monthly fee, but also any upcoming special assessments that the association is having. That's money that's required for major repairs or improvements like a new roof or heating system or new pool repairs in that community. Most people know that there's a condo fee or an HOA fee, but they very rarely know of any special assessments that may be coming up where all of a sudden there's a big extra expense, and in addition to your monthly HOA fees or quarterly or yearly, however you may pay your HOA fees in that building or community. As part of the closing, lenders get the home's value appraised. Because home prices are rising so fast, the difference between asking price and the appraisal value can now reach into the tens of thousands. The bank is not going to do the loan unless the buyer puts more money down. A lot of buyers are being forced to actually bring more money to the table than they thought they needed in order to keep the home from going back onto the market. Buying a home is exciting and stressful. Make sure you hire a local realtor to help you guide through the process. When it comes to purchasing your new home, it's important to be realistic about what you can expect to pay. Beyond mortgage and insurance, there are additional costs all new homeowners need to factor in to their budgets in order to buy that home. So now here are 8 hidden costs every new home buyer should be aware of when it comes to purchasing their next home. Cost number 1, property taxes. Some lenders may roll your property taxes into your mortgage, meaning they can be easy to forget about, but you still need to account for them in your budget. Property taxes may be of little concern in some areas and huge expenses in others. Do some digging into what you can expect to pay when moving to a new area, as this could be a deciding factor when relocating. In some cases, property owners may be hit with a supplemental property tax bill at the end of their first year of ownership. This would happen if the county determines your house was undervalued at the time of sale and you're responsible for making up the tax difference in the new appraised value when you purchased your home. Hidden cost number 2, closing costs. We've covered closing costs just a little bit in the beginning of this video, but here is more of a breakdown of some of the fees that are paid at the end of a real estate transaction. While this isn't a comprehensive list, you can expect to pay the fees including cost of inspections, if you've had any, lawyer's fees. This may be included into the title company's final numbers already, recording fees that the title company does, appraisal fees, that's what the bank will hire to make sure your home is worth the value it is, document fees, those are filing fees from the title company, survey fee if you had a survey, title costs, real estate agent's admin fee if they have one, mortgage applications, home warranty if you bought one. Make sure that you ask your realtor to go over what all is included in the closing costs to avoid any unpleasant surprises. There are also many online calculators to help give you an estimate of your closing costs. Earnest money, almost like a security deposit. Earnest money is what you put down up front once your offer is accepted. It's meant to prove you're serious in purchasing the property. In most estates, the earnest money will go toward the closing costs of purchasing the home, but will be cashed and held in a special account until closing. If you end up backing out of the deal, there's a chance you may not get that money back. Make sure you have a conversation with your real estate agent regarding this before you put in any offers. Again, earnest money can run anywhere from 1% of the home's purchase price or higher, depending on how serious you want to show the seller you are about purchasing their home. The next hidden cost, homeowner's insurance. Similar to property taxes, homeowner's insurance may be included in your monthly mortgage rate. And while that may be lumped in with other expenses, it's important to remember that it's there and that there is a possibility that it could go up or down depending on your coverage needs. The next hidden cost, moving costs. People often forget about the cost of moving into another home. Moving vans aren't cheap, not to mention the boxes, the packing supplies, time off work and labor if hiring a company. Account for these expenses in your home buying costs, especially if you're making a long distance move. Typically, the further away the move, the more costly it is going to be for you when you purchase your new home. Hidden expense number 7, utilities. Remember to account for what utilities you'll be paying for, especially if you're moving into a bigger place. Electricity, gas, sewer, water, cable and internet, the installation and the service deposits of these services can start to really add up. Make sure you're aware of the costs ahead of time. Hidden cost number 8 when buying a home, that's home maintenance and repairs. Home repairs or renovations are almost inevitable, especially if you're purchasing an older home. If you know you'll want to get in there and start renovating as soon as you get the keys, you won't have much time to save after closing the deal. Remember to account for the cost of renovating your new home when building out your budget. If you aren't planning on doing any repairs or any renovations right away, start building up an emergency fund to prepare for any unexpected home repair costs later down the line. Buying a home can be extremely stressful. Adding up the hidden costs of buying a home can really add up, but facing the numbers head on can help you better prepare for what's to come. If this video has been helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe. We'll see you on the next video right here.